So apparently there is some ret buff trinket tuning that needs to be done. And it is going to be brought to you by, who is this? This is Lord of the Warcraft. I haven't watched this video, so I'm not quite sure what this is about, but we're going to get into it. We're going to see what it's about. It's a short video.
Everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we have a small Retribution Paladin buff, and we had a lot of trinket tuning, I would say. So we'll hit on both these things pretty quickly here. So for Retribution Paladin, we had final verdict damage increased by 20%. This is going to be like a 4 or 5% single target buff. So for pure single target in your Mythic Plus dungeons or whatever, it's going to be a buff on the bosses, of course. So it's going to slightly increase your like Mythic Plus damage. And of course, like if you're a Delve player, a casual player, you know, anytime you're doing single target, it is a buff to you. There's no downside to this. It's not a huge buff, but it is a buff. Now we are struggling in raid, so single target primarily is going to be focused on.
Yeah. So that's the thing. In raid, in raid, I didn't have this problem. I was usually at the top of the leaderboard when it came to damage. If you're spec'd into, but here's the thing: you always got to keep swapping your spec. You always got to keep going from AOE when you're pulling trash, and then you got to go back to single target when you're on the boss.
And we are struggling a bit in raid.
So I'm never struggling. As a red pally, I'm never struggling. I know people say, you know, Pallys need to be nerfed because they're looking at my stream and I'm always leading the fucking damage meters, but that's because I'm just a fucking awesome player. Usually they're mid. They're mid. They're like right between B and C. Like the majority of you guys that are playing this and you're not using my style of play, you guys are just in the middle. You know, so I don't want to see me get nerfed. I mean, who wants to see their class get nerfed? I don't think it should be a thing.
With our damage, this isn't because we're bad.
I'm so bad at this game that I would be. Well, that's all right. So in essence, what you're telling me is that playing a meta class, you're still going to be B as opposed to S. But it's okay to me. I mean, play what you like. Play what you like. You're gonna be included in this stream because I love you. I love you. Help me help you get good.
Or anything like that. It's because a lot of the profiles needed for certain things, I actually expect it, you know, with little buffs like this, plus as the raid is out longer, I expect Ret to actually do better because right now there's a lot of like really quick switchy target things going on in the raid right now, and everyone has to do that because.
Hey, Jenny, what the fuck? Let's go. Love you, Jenny. Thank you so much for the raid. 33. Let's go. Fuck yeah. This channel's growing. You are amazing. Thank you so much.
Because people's eye level isn't enough to where it dies instantly. I think once Ret can kind of just, you know, and some Ret Paladins are already doing this. Once you can kind of just stay on target and not have to like switch or not have to hold your cooldown for 10 seconds. I think that.
You see, this is one thing that I don't realize. And that's because it doesn't matter to me because I'm always doing great damage. But Ret Pally also has cooldowns, and I guess they ramp. If you don't know what ramping is, let me know down in the comments because ramping is not something that I really consider. I know, you know, like when Neo's going to fucking Lust or press Heroes. Anyways, then I pop my battle pot. You know what I mean? What streamer did you co-stream raid with?
Will improve naturally, but obviously little buffs like this are going to help along the way as well. So yeah, I've been really not loving the layout of the boss fights for Ret Paladin specifically. Whereas for other classes and specs, they're actually pretty fun and pretty good. A lot of them are not the best for Ret Paladins, which is fine. There are a couple that are fine for Ret though. Like what's his, I can't even say his name. Lockenstock maybe is the name of the boss. Sprocket Monger Lockenstock. He's pretty good for Ret Paladin's playstyle.
Why is he saying this? Is there a problem? Is anybody out there playing Ret that's having a problem with these bosses? Because I knock them down just as the same way I do everything else. I don't understand.
But so a lot of them are not, unfortunately, which is why you end up seeing the Ret Paladin get benched in the race to world first and all that kind of stuff. So that's where we are. Final verdict. A little bit of talk about raid damage and stuff like that. We'll talk.
Ret single target was meh. But dude, I was okay. So I haven't. All right. Sorry. All right. Let's. To be fair, I haven't done a whole bunch of heroic, but I don't have a huge problem. Isn't good on single target. Not even if you go single target spec.
Quickly about the trinkets here, because
you're so fucking toxic, Neo.
Basically, every trinket that does damage when you use it got buffed. Now, this isn't huge because
it's a dumpster fire.
You know, whatever. Like, these trinkets were kind of bad, right? Most of these are kind of bad. Some of them seemed decent enough that I suggested maybe using it in a pinch. So those ones, you know,
like which ones
could be even better now. This Candle Confidant. I don't know, but in season 1, this was actually pretty strong, especially if you're a Delve player. But regardless, if you don't have any good trinkets yet, this is from Delves, I believe, the Candle Confidant. This got buffed, and it was really strong in season 1. I don't know if it's strong now, but when I see this got buffed by a decent amount, I think to myself, well, maybe this is pretty good now. So especially,
I might have disenchanted that one.
if you're a Delve player, maybe the Candle Confidant going on.
I'm just saying.
There's some other ones I wanted to hit on specifically. And like I said, it's basically every single trinket that does damage when you press it. So it doesn't give you stats. It does damage itself.
Hey, Snackums. How you doing, brother?
Let's see. Another one. There's two main ones to talk about. So like this Lockenstock, Mr. Lockenstock. So this is actually was a decent trinket even before this buff. So I imagine this trinket kind of like paves its way forward, especially if you're a raiding player, right? Maybe Mr. Lockenstock, and you don't do that much Mythic Plus anyways.
Hold on. Okay. So what I like to do, I don't like to just rip on everything. I like to show you guys my experience. My experience is going to Archon. All right. My experience is going to Archon and looking at the list, and you target that on the list. I have all 3 of these. So when I go to the game, where is the game? And I open up my character sheet. I've got these items. Now, is that helping me? You know, I mean, ignore Ty at the top of the damage chart and Savvy. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. It was a rough 11. That was a rough fucking 11. But I mean, it's there. It's there. And I guess I just outed myself, so. Back to the video. Oh, whatever. Fuck you. No, it's not right. It's not right.
Maybe Mr. Lockenstock kind of like, you want like a House of Cards and a Mr. Lockenstock, and eventually you want an Aya Kazan or whatever for longer boss fights. But Mr. Lockenstock getting this buff, it seems to be pretty notable to me. I haven't even simmed it yet. Just looking at these changes, but this trinket was already pretty decent, especially for single target. Not the AoE mode, I could live without, but the single target was pretty good already. And then we had another one with it's from Dark Flame Cleft. Let's see if I can find it here. The Remnant of Darkness. So this one also simmed pretty well already, especially for Mythic Plus.
Okay.
It simmed okay in there. And this has got buffed as well. So I imagine this one will also be kind of,
moving up in the ranks.
Prestigious or whatever. Maybe
Remnant of Darkness.
Something
okay.
like what I have on the...
So they buffed that one.
The Mechanicore Amplifier, which is, you know, like a delve trinket or whatever, or outdoor world trinket. That's like one of the best trinkets for ret right now. So we'll have maybe something like that surpasses this now. I'll have to sim. I actually have one, so I could just easily. I believe I have one of these somewhere in here. Yeah, Remnant of Darkness hero. So I could actually sim them against each other and see very easily which one's better after the fix there or after the
So if you don't know,
whatever.
if you don't know what simming
yeah.
is, if you don't know what simming is this here. So simming is when you come to Simcraft, all right, and this is what I do when I'm trying to pick out some of my best gear. And if you guys want to know any more about this, let me know down in the comments or come to the stream. But this is something that I do. So when you go to your game, you know, you type in there /m/simc. All right, it's going to give you this thing here, and you copy that, and then you go back to your I could put links for this, but I don't know. If you're here, you're usually trying to learn, and I want to teach you. So what I would do is I'm going to run the sim, and I just Control V. All right, so it's going to put everything in there that I have. Now let's say I want to see what different necks are. All right, so we'll go as far as this allows me. I got 30,000 out of 300,000 6 combinations, and so that's what it does. And you just hit find top gear. One day I need to teach you MDT tie. I would love it. So this is just the basics. There is so much that you could get out of this to try and make sure that you're not a bad. Wait, I don't want to say that either because that's toxic. A lot of people in this game, they min max. All right. And it's all about just trying to be the better player so that you're helping your team. That's really all it's about. So when you're doing this, you're trying and make sure that you're going to help your team succeed. If you are trying to get into keys, somebody asked me, and they wanted me to do a guide for how to build your own mythic group or your how to do the keys. I could do that, but this here is really where you start. This is the fucking foundation of where you start. You go to Archon. You know, you go to Archon, you're looking to see like what is it that I need to do so that I can be good and then not be rejected from a lot of my keys. These are the building blocks for you to be able to do the keys that you want. You know, if you want your Keystone Master or if you want your Keystone Hero, you know, these are the things that you have to start getting used to because you want to be able to be accepted. Now, it's not ever easy. It's not ever easy as a DPS to get accepted. Usually what you might hear people say is always run your key. Run your key. I do it myself. So there is a way that this goes about, but you start here. You want to look and see what your main gear is going to be. You have to find out where it's coming from. You hit this, and then you go down here, and it's going to tell you where it comes from. You know, it comes from the brewery. So if for instance you want to go and you're playing, let's say for instance you're playing a feral druid. All right, there's feral. Where does this thing come from? You go and you click on it, and then you go down here. It comes from the Priory of the Sacred Flame. These are things that are going to help you all truly get accepted or build your own groups. There's a what the fuck was it called? There is a website that can tell you, like, if you want to make sure you're picking the meta classes, it's going to be there. So I'm just one of those things that you have to kind of learn. So let's see what I got found out. What was all right. So here. So it says I'm not using the right piece of gear. So here, after the sim is done, it's saying I should be using this one. And that's going to give you a jump up of 78,000 DPS. Wait, what the fuck? Am I reading that right? Wow. Am I reading that right? There's no way. That's fucking crazy. My current's here. Wow. I've been shorting myself this whole time. So that's just an example. That's just an example of how to be better. You could take a basic route and use that as your sim, way more accurate than Dungeon Slice or whatever form of AoE sim you would usually do. That is amazing. Wow. I'm gonna have to fucking save that one. That's crazy.
I wanted to go over those things really, really quick. Small rep buff, small trinket buffs, but it could make stuff you already have more viable, or it could give you a better option than what you currently have. Maybe eventually you phase out the delve type trinkets and stuff like that. Although the mechanical core amplifier is just pretty good, so we'll stay there. But just want to give a quick little update on that news. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. If you're already a subscriber, you could check out the Patreon.
Fantastic. Fantastic. There you go. I'm gonna subscribe, and I'm going to give him a like on this. This man is new like myself. What the fuck? He's already got 7K subscribers. Jesus Christ. That's fucking amazing. Congrats, dude. And I will link this down for you guys down in the comments, and I'll always share it to stream right here. I'll always share it there for you guys. But other than that, everybody, I think, you know, one of the things that I'm liking about this whole season is that it's fucking game on. It's game on. We're going to find that we're having a great time. The unsung hero is definitely Carter. All right. Thank you, guys. Breaking keys with Achilles, double pull and we all die. Sorry, brother.